Hey guys, welcome to my team building video for my match against the girls regeneration team. Uh, First of all, I'm gonna go over the picks my opponent had, and next up I'm gonna talk about my team composition, the EV spread, the moves they have, abilities, items, and all that. First of all, my opponent has the Pokemon Iron Hands as a Terra Captain, has Hisuian Samurott, has an Azelf, a Tinkaton, Altaria, Whiscash, Gengar, and Landorus Therian. And especially the last one is something I'm quite familiar with, since that's a Pokemon I have on my own team. And even better, I'm going to bring it, as you can see from the team composition on the top of your screen. But let's go over each and every one of them one by one. Iron Hands, so is a big physical threat. Has a high physical stats, mostly with Iron Hands has a HP stat of 154, 140 base attack, and 108 base defense. So mainly a physical mon, but still able to utilize moves like Volt Switch and Nightmare to deal with, especially with the Terra opportunities it has. Because in this format, you can Terra Pokemon to any Terra type you want. So Iron Hands is gonna be quite a big threat. Second, we have Hisuian Samurott, a water and dark type, has both Torrent and Sharpness as its ability. So Sharpness multiplies the slicing moves it has with 1.5, which combines nicely with moves like Aqua Cutter, Ceaseless Edge, normal type moves like Slash, it got Knockoff, Razor Shell, Sucker Punch as a step option, X Scissor as a cutting move, 90 basic HP, 108 attack, 100 special attack, and mediocre defenses with 80 and 65, 85 base speed. So it's quite speedy, but I think I've got answers for him. So next up is Azelf, one of the three League Trios from the original Diamond and Pearl games. Mostly an attacking type Pokemon, 115 speed, 125 physical and special attack. It is so it's a fast and somewhat of a glass cannon. It's got 75 base HP and 70 in both defense stats. Levitate, so it will not take any damage from ground type moves, and has a plethora of moves: Dazzling Gleam, Draining Kiss, Drain Punch, Energy Ball, Explosion, Step Extrasensory, Facade, Fire Blast, Fire Punch, Flamethrower, Ice Punch, both Light Screen and Reflect, Psychic, Psyshock, Play Rough, Shadow Ball, Stealth Rock, Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch, U-turns, and Headbutt. So quite a lot of options with Azelf. So it's not an easy month to prepare for. And Tinkaton, the newly Fairy and Steel type, most commonly known as the two best types in the game combined. So well-rounded stats: 85 HP, 75 attack, 77 base defense, 70 special attack, 105 SPDEF, and 94 speed. Makes it a pretty well-rounded Pokemon. Abilities: Mold Breaker, Own Tempo, and Pickpocket. So Mold Breaker ignores abilities from other Pokemon, so it can hit Levitate users with ground type moves. It can hit Volt Absorb Pokemon with electric type moves. Decent move pool: Brick Break, Draining Kiss, Fake Out, Flash Cannon, Foul Play, Gigaton Hammer, 160 base move, but can't be used twice in a row. Great signature move, by the way. Ice Hammer, Knockoff, Play Rough, both screen options, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, Steel Beam, with the ability to cut its own HP in half with a 140 base special move that is Stab. So Stone Edge, Thera Blast, even though it's not a Terra Captain. Altaria is a fairy dragon type. No, that's it's mega. It's a flying dragon type, of course. 75 HP, 70 attack, 90 base defense, 70 special attack, 105 SPDF, and 80 speed. Well-rounded mon, huge ice weakness. Is both you can both here use physical and special types. Moves with 70 both attacks. So Acrobatics, Body Slam, Brave Bird, D-Gleam, Draco Meteor, Dragon Claw, Dragon Pulse, Earthquake. Quite a big list as a dragon type with a lot of setup moves as well. Will-O-Wisp, Tailwind, Substitute, Perish Song, Haze, D-Dance, Defog, Cotton Guard, Agility. Yeah, quite a lot of options. Next up, a Pokemon I don't think he will bring because not a great matchup is Whiscash, a water and ground type. Great typing with only one weakness, and that being grass is quite a big deal for him because I have Tsarina, and as you can see, I hope he brings Whiscash because it will be knocked out quite fast. 110 base HP, 78 attack, 76 special attack, 73 and 71 base defense and SPDF, and 60 speed. Has a lot of water, ice type options: Aqua Tail, Blizzard, Body Slam, Chilling Water, Dragon Dance. Both Earth Power and Earthquake, Facade, Hydro Pump, Age, Ice Beam, Liquidation, Dragon of Outrage, Surf, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Waterfall, Zen Headbutt. So also again a mixed attacker, but I don't think he will bring it. Not a great matchup again. And he has a Gengar, and Gengar already got nerfed last season or last generation by losing its Levitate ability, and right now it only has Cursed Body, so he won't be protected from earthquakes. 60 base HP, 65 attack, 60 defense, 130 special attack, 75 special defense, and 110 speed. Again, a glass cannon which can hit very hard when at base 130 special attack. Clear Smog for stats, race, eliminations. Possible Curse, Dragon Pulse of Dark Pulse, D-Gleam, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, which is annoying. Giga Drain, Hex, Nightshade, To Be Niche, Perish Song, Psychic, Reflect Type, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Stab, both. Multiple electric type moves with Thunder and Thunderbolt, Toxic Spike, Strict Will-O-Wisp. So a lot of options there. And last but not least, Landorus Therian is, of course, like I said, already quite well known by me. If you haven't seen my team builder with the options, 89 base HP, 145 attack, 90 defense, 105 special attack, 80 speed def, and 91 base speed with Intimidate as its only ability. His Landorus Therian is not a Terra Captain, but still has a lot of options with Body Slam, Brick Break, Crunch, specially attacking, Earth Power, Earthquake, Extra Sensory, Facade, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, Hammer Arm, Outrage, Psychic, Rock Slide, Sensor Storm with a 20% to burn the foe, but 80% accuracy, so not all that high. Sludge Bomb, Smackdown, Stealth Rock, Stone Age, Terra Blast if he wants to use it normally, and U-Turn as his big options. Like I said, I don't think he will bring Wishcash, um, solely based on the fact he does not do much with Wishcash, mostly because Landorus Therian is already a electric resist, so he has that option, so Wishcash isn't needed as an electric resist. And I don't think he will bring Altaria, mostly because I have a couple options just solely based on my team composition. But first of all, I bring Elizabeth Serena Queenly Majesty as the ability because, like I said, Leafguard and Sweetfill are not really all that useful. I don't have sun options, so Leafguard will not do much. Sweetfill makes it won't fall asleep, but there are not really sleep setters besides Gengar's Hypnosis, so not really needed. I made a 124 speed EVs, max physical attack with a adamant nature and 132 base HP. And with 124 base speed, I'm sure I outspeed Wishcash without setting up. And I sped crept non-invested Hisuian Samurott by a couple of points. So if he does not put any speed in Hisuian Samurott, I will outspeed with Sarina. Moves Dropkick, lowering its base HP, which is nice for a lot of attacking options he has in Iron Hands, Hisuian Samurott, Lando T, Tinkaton if he decides to run Gigaton Hammer, U-turn to switch out easily. If I predict a switch, I can U-turn to gain momentum. Play rough for Hisuian Samurott, Iron Hands because of the fighting type. Altaria is weak to play rough. And Zen Hutbut mostly for the Gengar because I expect Gengar to switch in at least want to switch into a drop kick, and Zen Hutbut will Oko at max HP. So Assault Vest to tank hits a little bit better, and well, that's mostly my Sarina. And like I said, Sarina will mostly be an Hisuian Samurott and Iron Hands counter, but will be equipped to hit other Pokemons like Gengar and Wishcash. Of course, if he brings it, I don't think he will, but again, if he brings both Wishcash or Altaria, I have options for those with Zarina. Second of all, Gato Lando Therian, and this one will be my main wall breaker. Max attack, max speed, with a jolly nature, lost 4 EVs into his Spadef. Intimidate, of course, Yachi Berry, and most importantly, Terra Ice. I can switch into his Landorus without taking much damage, mostly because of Intimidate, lowering its physical attack by 1 stage. And with Terra Blast Ice, I just annihilate his Landorus Therian. Um, With max attack, I will two-shot his Iron Hands. If not Terra, if he's not Terra terrestrialized into something already, or he will, if he will get Terra Electric, which I guess he will not use because of my Lando T. I two-shot with Earthquake. I have U-turn to switch out. I've got Crunch for the Azelf. Earthquake will hit Tinkaton, super effective. Gengar will be hit, super effective. And Terra Ice mainly again for the Lando T. and just for chipping down most of his walls. Well, that's mostly for Lando T. Arthur Cerulege. With the Flash Fire ability, he does not have any fire types, but he is more here as a support Pokemon, so weak armor will only lower his defenses, which is not something I want all that much. 252 in HP, 24 in attack, 180 in defense, and 52 in speed. And those 52 in speed are most likely, if I remember correctly, to outspeed Tinkaton, non-invested, and Whiscash if he decides to bring it for as a. I will always outspeed Whiscash without any setup from him. Will-O-Wisp because, again, he has mainly physical attackers with Iron Hands, Hisuian Samurott, and Lando T, and most likely Tinkaton. Azelf, a possible physical attacker, also able to whittle down HP with Will-O-Wisp, so that's quite nice. Bitterblade for longevity, and to hit Tinkaton super effectively. Psycho Cut for the Iron Hands. If I burned it, I can whittle it down with Psycho Cuts and Bitterblade. Also with leftovers, even more recovery. So Cerulege is there to annoy him, whittle down, and cripple most of his Pokemon. Persian, aka Giovanni. Max speed, max attack with a jolly nature will ensure I outspeed Gengar 100% of the time when he is fully speed invested, because Gengar's only base 110. Only way for Gengar to outspeed Persian is to bring a Choice Scarf set, which again, if he goes for moves like Focus Blast, I have an answer in that with my next Pokemon. And if he decides to go for a Ghost type move against, for example, Arthur, he won't be able to hit Persian with it, and I can gain some momentum. Life Orb for that extra 1.3 times more damage, and Technician to boost both Fake Out and Bite, and because of the Technician boost, Bite is even stronger than Crunch, so I decided to bring Bite over Crunch. Its version is mainly here as a Gengar answer, but a Focus Blast without any investment from Gengar completely outgoes Persian, so I have to be a bit careful, scout for moves like his Focus Blast, so I know when I can bring Persian in. Bite with fully attack investment, technician boost will Oko Gengar. The play rough is there for the possibility to revenge Pokemon like Iron Hands and Hisuian Samurott, because Persian will always outspeed those two. Bite again for the Azelf. U-turn for again some momentum, with Elizabeth and Gato also having U-turn, so I can switch around, may regain my momentum and whittle down his Pokemon also that way. Kind of a weird way to say it, but anyhow. Pokemon number 5. The one I'm most excited to use, weirdly, because Gardevoir during draft was not my first pick at all, and it was kind of a funky Pokemon, mostly for his fairy typing, but now I've built with it, I'm really thinking it's gonna do much damage for me. Gardevoir, by the way, named Waifu. Not my waifu, but still. Full invested in speed with a timid nature, so it's max speed and max special attack EVs with a little bit in defense that I have left over. Moonblast, Psychic, Mystical Fire, and Trick as his moves. A trace ability for taking over any ability I want. And there are a couple that are quite nice to take over. Mainly Hisuian Samurats, Cutter ability, Tinkaton's Mold Breaker, so I can always hit my moves. Azel's Levitate will be nice. Thinking Gengar's Cursed Body could be useful, so. But most importantly, choice specs as the item. This Pokemon will hit as a freaking dump truck against Iron Hands. A fully HP Iron Hands will take a Moonblast barely or not at all. I don't have the calcs here with me, but at least it hurts very much. Moonblast Okos Hisuian Samurats. I have Mystical Fire for the Tinkaton, Moonblast for Altaria, Psychic for the Gengar, and even Lando T won't appreciate a Moonblast or a Psychic with choice specs. So I can, when the time is right, I can put in my God of War and really do some work. And if I decide early on I want to cripple, I got a great chance to cripple Pokemon like Iron Hands or Hisuian Samurott or Landorus Therian with the choice specs, because they can only use one move, and with choice specs the chances that I up their striking power is very minimal. I will do just that. And lastly, I bring Jolteon Spark. And Jolteon is mainly a support set with, I do bring 220 speed, because with 220 speed and a modest nature, I still outspeed his fastest Pokemon, which is, if I'm correctly, Gengar with 110. So I always outspeed Gengar, and if you hear that, I'm sorry, but there's some kids screaming in front of my house. So if you hear that, I'm sorry, but moving on. I always outspeed all of his Pokemon with this set, so that's quite nice. So I was able to invest a little bit of HP stats to boost it to 279. If I don't do it, it's like 8 HP, but still, it could be the difference. And the final 4 into defense. So if I'm poisoned or toxic, I always have one turn left over because of the odd number. I gave it Shuka Berry, so it can tank hits a bit easier from Lando, but I thought non-invested Lando can't OHKO him like this, and most. Oh no, wait. Fully invested Landorus Therian does OHKO with Shuka Berry, but I do have Charm, and after Charm, he will definitely not knock me out. I will always outspeed Lando Therian and accept a Choice Scarf fully invested speed Lando T, but I don't think he will bring that. But anyhow, both Charm and Airy Impulse to lower attacking stats from my opponents. So Iron Hands will be physical, so I will use Charm, but a special attacking Azelf will catch an Airy Impulse, and I will cut their main attack force in half that way. Volt Switch to switch out on any Pokemon I want, only not except for the Lando T and the Whiscash, but I can always hard switch out, and with them being crippled, I just have to switch into the right counter and can go to work with them. And Shadow Ball to OHKO a Gengar at any point, and Azelf will take massive damage as well. And that's my team for my first match against the Girls Regeneration. Not sure if I'm gonna put this in front of my actual battle or if I'm gonna make a separate video out of this. But anyway, I'm going to see you at the battle against the Regenerations, and I hope you wish me well, and I hope I will do fine against them. Anyway, signing off here. Let's quiver dance to victory and up the Vivillons.